I would perform shows with my old band, and I would tell my bandmates, all right, guys, tonight I'm going to try to get people to not say that I sound like Freddie Mercury. I'm going to try to just sound like myself, whatever that sounds like. And it never worked.
Yo sé que muchos de ustedes se vieron Bohemian Rhapsody, la película que cuenta la historia de la legendaria banda Queen, liderada por Freddie Mercury. Pues bien, muchas de las canciones que acompañaron la banda sonora de esta película fueron interpretadas por Marc Martel, este músico y cantante canadiense, quien logró el impresionante registro de igualar casi a la perfección la voz de Mercury durante la película. Y bueno, si bien él nos visitará en Colombia el próximo 9 de mayo y él estuvo con nosotros en Kienyke.com conversando sobre las sensaciones de visitar nuestro país y por supuesto, ¿qué se siente ser el sucesor de la voz de Freddie Mercury?
What will you see of Marc Martel? You will see him perform the music of Queen and you'll experience probably the most similar voice to Freddie Mercury, maybe, in the world. I don't know. I'm told, just repeating what people tell me. And it's going to be a lot of energy, a lot of fun. Of course, it's a Queen show. You gotta put a lot of energy into that, and we do. And it's a rock and roll great time. I always love coming to a country for the first time. It's amazing how much of the world this music has opened up to me. You know, I come from the Christian rock genre of music, and we spent most of our time in America and Canada. We got over to Europe once or twice, and that's about it. But Queen is universally loved, and there's nowhere that it is more loved than in Central and South America. And we've been there once. Not to Colombia, but we've been to other parts of South America, and it did not disappoint. And I can imagine that Bogota will be the same experience, maybe even more so. So the challenge goes to the Colombians to be the best. You have a chance. I mean, it's an honor. I spent many years being compared to Freddie Mercury before I did the music of Queen. And so I came by it honestly, you know, I would perform shows with my old band, and I would tell my bandmates, all right, guys, tonight I'm going to try to get people to not say that I sound like Freddie Mercury. I'm going to try to just sound like myself, whatever that sounds like. And it never worked. I could not escape. Whatever I'm singing, people hear the voice of Freddie Mercury in my voice. So I come by it very honestly, no matter what I do. And it's not something that I'm really trying. Well, obviously it's different now that I'm actually performing the music of Queen, but it's a huge honor. If you're going to be compared to anyone in the world, it may as well be the best. It was very exciting to get the phone call. It was I believe it was May 2016 when we first got a phone call from one of the producers of Bohemian Rhapsody. And I'd been working with Roger Taylor and Brian May for a few years already in his official tribute band, Roger's official tribute band. And so I knew that there was talks about this movie being made. And they said, you know, maybe in a few years we'll be able to make this movie about Freddie and the band. And in 2016, finally got the phone call, and they said, we're doing it. We need you on board to help us with the music, with the singing. And I said, just tell me where to go. I'm so excited to be a part of this project. And everyone involved was so in love with the idea of making this movie. They're so passionate about it, from, you know, the actors to the producers. The musical producers are the people that I worked with the most. I got to hang out with and get to know Rami Malek, and he was just so invested in putting in the time to make sure that he came across as Freddie Mercury and that people believed that they were watching Freddie Mercury. And it was my job to help with that, to help people believe that they were seeing Freddie Mercury and hearing Freddie Mercury on the screen. And I got to do what I love the most, which is record in a studio. And I got to do that in one of the most famous studios, the most famous studio in the world, Abbey Road in London. And it was a dream come true for someone like me, obviously, to work where the Beatles made their music, which is not a museum. You know, it's a real working studio, just like a lot of the studios here in Nashville, Tennessee, where I live. And it was a dream come true. I will never forget it. And it's still amazing to me that I got to be a part of Bohemian Rhapsody. Well, as soon as I started performing with my old band, the comparisons to Freddie Mercury's voice began, and which is very strange. I was performing my own music, and I was performing largely in churches, in Christian environments, and people would tell me, you know, you sound exactly like that guy from Queen. Do you know that? I'm like, I don't know. I didn't grow up listening to Queen. And that's when you know, a couple years later, after getting enough comparisons where I was like, okay, I got to check out this Queen band and see what they're doing. And I was like, oh yeah, that singer sounds a lot like me. And I can see why people are comparing him to me, or me to him. And you know, like I say, I came by it very honestly. At the beginning, when I first started performing the music of Queen in 2012 with Roger Taylor's band, Queen Extravaganza, it was very difficult for me because the music was more challenging to sing than the music I had been performing, my own music. I think about this all the time, and I have a hard time coming up with anything other than just thank you for being yourself and not letting other people dictate what you do. You know, I think a lot of artists, their failure is trying to please others, and maybe Freddie struggled with that as well, but he definitely was able to get beyond that enough times to make an impression on the world that will not be forgotten, at least in my lifetime. And that has been a huge encouragement to me to, when I'm making my own music, not to worry so much about what is popular right now, and just kind of try to find my own sound. He definitely had his own sound. People of Bogota, I am so excited to bring my show One Vision of Queen to you. It is a Queen tribute like you've never seen or heard before. I'm bringing my own artistry to the music of Queen, and it will sound more like Queen than you've ever heard before live, unless you've seen Queen live. Then that's probably better. But you know, we're gonna have a great time. We all love this music. It's gonna rock. Come and see us.